amp for 47 seconds while you adjust the camera. See, look at this. There's a whole new angle. People won't know. I'll see in Mrs. Toast's phone.
What if they're scared of change?
They're not as scared of change. Okay.
You look really tall.
You are really tall. Just sort of slump over.
Melt into the into my seat.
Yeah, man. You want to get the pad ready?
Nah, I couldn't get it to do, but I could try.
Oh, you couldn't get it? Okay. All right. Well, ready?
I am ready.
Hey, everybody. This is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. It's Sunday. It's 5 o'clock. It's time to party. Woo, woo, woo. That was the line from Wayne's World. I can't say it's time to party. Did you know that at our guitar reveal on Friday, we got no, they're not strikes, but they were content. What do they call them? Violation? Well, no, we just used. So the algorithms of the YouTube picked up on Wang Dang Sweet Poontang, and so we have to share monetization with whoever owns the rights to that song. It's like some bunch of letters. I don't know what it is. And Dylan said that he got one from Poison for Fallen Angel. I don't know if he did or didn't, but he said it's a funnier story if he did, but I didn't get that. So I forget what I was talking about. Why I thought you needed to know that.
Because you also can't say party on.
Oh,
it's time to party.
It's time to party is from Wayne's World. So if we get a strike for that, then it's
You can't even.
You can't.
Party is a
pretty soon,
trademarked word.
You won't be able to do any videos because everything will be trademarked.
Hey, that's mine.
Yeah. So
yeah. Every time somebody does a fabric top now, we should be the guys that.
I think we'll just let that slide.
Well, we got to do something.
So party on, Chris.
Party on, Wayne. Matt. BK for the beer fund. Thank you very much.
Hey, BK, how you doing, man?
We went through a bunch of it this week.
We did go through a bunch of beer this week, and so so what we're going to talk about today is a lot of things, but primarily we're going to kind of give you guys a bit of an after action report of what we've been doing the last week. Not because we haven't given you guys tons of footage and contents and pictures and things like that, and we meaning mostly Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone. So yeah. Did it not work?
It's not working.
Oh, weird. Okay, well we'll just sort of ride.
Sideline it, and we'll let Mrs. Toast read us all the pertinent information. Really, I'm just looking for
some days off.
No, just to bask in the glory of such a successful and fantastic class week.
It really was fun, and everybody who came out had a great time. I think. There were I've gotten some emails from people who came and had fun and let me know how much fun they had, and so it was a great time. Lots of cool people came out and everybody made something rad. Everybody that came out had a good time, and I had a good time hanging out with everybody who was here. So it all started many months ago when the 2020 Summer NAMM show was canceled, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do like all those guys? See, so I have a bunch of friends who do YouTube videos, and I've always said, hey, you guys should come to one of my classes and hang out with us for a while and make a video about your experience here at the class. I think you're doing
not just come out. Well, I'm going to try it one more time.
Oh, okay.
I pushed several buttons.
Oh, well, it probably will work then. Yeah. So what do they all say, Chris?
Everybody, most of them didn't say anything. They never got back to you.
But what do they say when
they say, well, that'd be really neat, but man, my summer is booked. I got this, I got that, I'm doing this, I got to go cheese shopping, spot weld that bumper bracket.
Yeah.
Got to wash my hair.
Yep.
Yeah. Every excuse.
And the only real excuse we got this time was, I'm afraid of COVID, which, okay, we get it. But a lot of you guys braved the quarantine or shelter-safing in place or whatever it is, and came out and made it out. No, there's only one YouTube creator who came from out of state to join us, and that was Dylan McCurchie from Dylan Talks Tone and his lovely wife, Mrs. Talks Tone. And
Leslie.
Yes, we know, but yeah. Did we ever decide if she did or didn't like that name?
I think overall she does not.
She's not a
She
fan.
doesn't- Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think that she wasn't like pissed about it.
But it was like, I don't want to be
You know,
known
like,
as
like
that.
A little eye roll.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing horrible.
In a way, it's my fault if she gets called that on their channel. But
Yeah.
But I think, Leslie, I think you might have to kind of deal with
I
that
don't think-
one for a while.
I only think maybe one or two people might
Yeah,
pick up for
yeah. I'm certainly not going to call you Mrs. Talks Tone anymore. The last time I'm going to call you Mrs. Talks Tone is
Starting
this.
now.
Starting now, I'm not going to call you Mrs. Talks Tone anymore.
now.
Anymore. But now I'm going to stop calling you Mrs. Talks Tone. So, anyway, and no one else call her that either. Okay. So, but boy, it sure was great to have Dylan and Leslie here all week.
Who?
Yeah. And lots and lots and lots of video content. And go over to Dylan Talks Tone, their YouTube page, and check them out. They've got so much great stuff on there. We didn't really exactly have a lot of time to do a bunch of filming.
Every time we do a class, I think, oh, well, I can probably
Yeah.
film a little bit.
Yeah, sure. There'll be time for me to go. Yeah.
And there was a couple times when Dylan was doing stuff.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I should get my phone out and, film Dylan.
Mm-hmm. I think I had a couple of those too. I have a still shot of you and he drilling routing for something and shit was flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah, the messiest job.
Yeah. Oh, crap, I forgot. I'm so like zoned out after 6 days of classes that I just don't know where I am. So.
You're constantly on for 6 days.
Yeah, I really am. Yeah, and it's not like it starts at 10 and goes to 5. Because I still have to get up and do all the answering emails and stuff, and then class goes to around 5, and then there's stuff after that. There was, I don't know if you remember, but you said, well, at least we're only doing stuff on Monday and Tuesday late. That was right out the window.
That only set a precedent.
Yeah.
Only showed us what we could be doing.
Yeah.
Every night of the
Yeah.
week. Carl Engstrom says, like
Carl.
more cowbell,
More-
or like cowbell, you need more beer.
Y'all need more.
Y'all need more
Thank
beer.
you, Carl.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing now.
You know, every
Dylan and Leslie left.
oh, they left.
Right. Didn't they?
Oh, I thought you said they left. They were here and then they left the
No,
thing.
they left,
Yes,
right?
they're on their way to I think California now, and they're
Someone-
adventuring. They're making moves.
Did someone ask where they're from?
I don't know where they are from.
They're from
Dylan
the
talks.
RV?
Well, yeah, they live in they're RVers,
They were in Georgia for a while before they.
and I think that they
headed
might have had a
this
house in
way.
Georgia or
I thought
North
it was
Carolina
in,
or
North
somewhere.
Carolina
Okay,
or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. There was another super chat, but I can't read and my iPad's not working.
Oh, okay. So it's Alana got a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys all killed it all week. I hereby do declare Chris is MVP with the less ply finish.
I
Or
do
is this
declare.
too stern?
That to be the finest finish on a less ply I have ever
Yes.
seen this week.
Yes. So well,
So-
thank you very much. I did have time to make one video this week. I actually sneaked back into the shop after everybody had gone home, and I made a reply to Brad Angove's video, his trash talk video. I am amazed how many people think pro wrestling is real, and how about this? I'm amazed at how many people think that pro wrestling is not staged, and I'm amazed how many people think that Brad and I hate each other. Brad is a really cool guy, but you guys, some of you guys watching, you're like, oh, so much shit talking to me. I get a lot of hate
Maybe
now.
these people need to watch The Wrestler, that movie. With
Yeah,
Marissa Tomei
maybe.
and- what
Yeah.
was it, Mina Suvari?
Yeah, I don't know. You get to see her boobs though.
That.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei.
So, but I don't think anybody really thinks that Brad and I hate each other.
No, I don't
Do
think
you
so.
think that anybody who's in the Dallas Cowboys is actually a cowboy?
Not anymore.
I don't
I
think
think in
so.
the old days, yes, but not anymore.
Yeah, so guys, we have a lot of respect for everybody in the Great Guitar Build-Off that's not us and is going to lose. So, yeah.
I found some pictures of Brad playing rugby
Oh,
And
yeah?
he's a big rugby player.
He's
and
probably a pretty big guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Does
it's
he row
like
too?
no, not that I know of, but he
I
does
bet
play
he did
rugby,
in
and
college.
he's getting thumped pretty good, and he's like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's
we
cool.
might we might be impressed by the size of Brad Ango.
So far, I have spoken with a few people who are in the contest. I've spoken with Ben. I've spoken with Brad. I've spoken with Tamar. I've spoken with Philip McKnight. Haven't talked to Big D. Haven't talked to the Dan from Guns and Guitars. And haven't talked to
Jimmy Cadillacs.
Cadillacs either. So, and there might be one other guy.
I'm still not sure about that whole
Yeah, I don't know.
Daryl Braun thing.
I don't know either. But guys, we want you to go to thegreatguitarbuildoff.com and stay up to speed on all of the happenings there. I think this week, while I'm chilling out at the house, doing some things, I'm probably going to write another blog for that. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've got to do, but I might have time for that.
Cool.
Because I want there to be something on that site all the time. So anyway,
Cool.
Why did we not do anything with the Great Guitar Build-Off all week, though, Chris?
Because we just didn't feel like it.
There's just
you
not
know.
enough time.
Yeah, really, I didn't even hardly think about it, let alone do anything
This is a total
about
setup.
it.
He waited to send that when he knew you were
He
doing
knew.
this.
He
When
knew.
we'd be, yeah.
And it landed what, 2 days before?
Yeah, no, it was like a full week before.
I don't think
So
so.
yeah,
But
it's been a while.
by then, you did the unboxing on Monday.
On a Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, you waited 2 days because you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
rough week
Could
and
be.
Chris took off.
We
Yeah.
got another
Oh,
thing.
Jeff Childs.
Hey Jeff,
Thanks, Matt and Chris.
thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Exclamation point.
So this week we're gonna get started on the guitar for Great Guitar Build Off. Yes.
Yep.
We've got a board full of stuff. You know what's funny is people have an idea what they think we're gonna do, and some people have no clue what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And they're all wrong.
I know what the answer is.
You think you know it, but we've changed a lot. Just today we had a big brainstorming session. So yeah,
And Philip laughed it out.
it was really just mostly Chris and I yelling at each other.
It's not really yelling.
No.
It's me trying to match the volume of your voice
It's-
and
yeah.
you getting louder. And then
Yeah.
you go, you don't have to yell, Chris. And I'm like, I'm not yelling. I'm just trying to make my point
All of a sudden,
at the same volume as you.
Yeah.
he evolves into Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk of snakes and planes.
Mhm.
And yeah, purple lightsabers.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers.
Yeah.
There was so what was your favorite part about the class week? We're jumping from topic to topic.
So, I mean, there's so much good stuff that happens. One of my, just big picture thing
Yeah.
is getting to meet all these people that you kind of feel like you've come to know
Absolutely, yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
And actually getting to meet those people in person.
That is
you
cool.
know?
But now I'm lost between like some of their real names and their
their
YouTube.
YouTube
Yeah,
handles.
like Driddle is. Well, do I call him Driddle? He
I
calls
like
himself
calling-
Riddle, so I'm like, do I call him Riddle?
Yeah,
do I
so
call him
I-
Devin?
he
No, I
had
just-
lots
what do
of
I
names.
call him?
I
Yeah.
call him Driddle.
Hey,
I think
you-
Once or twice. I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Stretch was something I called it. He's very tall.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like Chuck Cunningham, the
My-
first one.
My favorite thing
He's that
about
tall.
the was Driddle and his family came in and his kids made a bunch of fart jokes at me and how much I farted. That was fun. and then my belt sander dominated Dylan's RC car on the track that we had laid out. He felt so bad that he had to cheat and go. He had to find a different track where my
Changed
belt
the
sander.
game.
Yeah, he changed the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was fun.
you're right though, because we know some of these guys on YouTube, but we've never met face to face, and it was cool to meet them for the first time and make kind of have a class that normally our classes aren't $99.
No.
That class is normally $350, and so that was a good deal, and we kind of pulled out all the stops on some of these guys' projects. Remember the first guy who came in, there was very, very little going on in the shop, and we made a carved top Mosrite in one day. We don't normally do that in one day. On what normally is a Saturday class, we don't normally do.
Yeah. and I'm really happy that nothing went awry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's stuff. Yeah, oh, everybody. Yeah, not even anything close to anybody getting hurt or anything like that. But everybody left, I think, with a pretty cool project.
Yeah, I think
you
so
know?
too. Yeah.
And that was neat. And there was some real challenges in there. There was some creative ideas that guys came to the thing with. That was like, how are we going to do this in a day?
Yeah, but
we mostly got them done. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was cool. And just learning everybody's quirks and personality and their abilities and all of that is always fun. And watching them.
it gave us a lot of
more
directions for
comfortable
like
in the
how
shop.
to run classes in the future. And
Yeah.
Where are there bottlenecks and where are there other
Yeah,
things?
yeah,
that-
we need more pin routers.
We
and
only
more
had
band
more.
saws.
Yeah, yeah. there are some ways that you learn, and one of the ways that you learn is by watching people do something, or and then another way is actually doing it, and there's always lots of opportunity for that. So so yeah.
Next time we do it, we should actually separate the other pin router and move it to someplace else. Then we could have two pin routers.
Make it
going.
go. Yeah, that would be easy one to do.
Yeah.
My hope is that based on the videos and the still footage, that people will get an idea that, oh, I can come and do that. I can really make that happen. So yes, ma'am.
Cool.
Oh, so Brad Colin says,
Hey, Brad.
come on, y'all, grab one of them beauties behind you and bust out some MS Queen beer.
Be here. We did have a lot of Brad. You might not have seen, but on Friday we had the biggest reveal ever. It was two never before seen guitars in the reveal, and several other guitars that all got played in one song. It was sort of like we were just handing Brett guitars and he was going, and that's where we got the claim that we owed Ted Nugent 58
Played it
cents.
so well,
Yeah.
they recognized it right away.
Yeah, yeah. Some guy was like, "Who's that trying to be pretending to be Ted Nugent?" And I'm like, "Well, Ted Nugent's, whoever does his management thought it was good enough that they wanted the money. So, no, you tell me."
If it was any other player,
Yeah.
but Ted Nugent,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have gotten that comment.
Oh no, you would have.
You think?
Sure, because everyone has
Nobody
their favorite
said, "Who's
guitar."
that guy trying to be?" Poison.
No, but everybody has their favorite guitar player.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had someone doing Eddie Van Halen, Wheedlies,
Yeah.
or if you had someone doing anyone who's like into Pantera,
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
Pantera because Pantera rules.
That comment I take because everything you see on Ted Nugent on YouTube is negative for the most part. So I just take that one. That's one of the few comments where I don't try and put a positive spin on it. I'm just like, it's turkey.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
But maybe not.
I
Maybe I should rethink that comment.
Don't know. Don't care.
Thanks.
One of the ones that we debuted was a guitar that has been around for a long, long time, and you guys have been asking me about and asking me about and asking me about, and that is
This the Bukaki guitar, because everyone's totally like, oh man, Chris paint job, so.
everyone's had a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this the Les Ply, and you guys have been asking me for almost a year when it's going to be done, and it is now done. And kudos to you and Dylan for making it happen, Chris.
Yeah, it was cool. Dylan got here on the previous Sunday and said, we had another guitar that he was going to build.
Yeah.
And he saw this and he's like, well, what about that one?
Yeah.
And we came up with a plan and barely got it done.
It plays pretty well,
It does actually play very well.
and it sounds just fine. I mean, it sounds like a Les Paul.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
And the
It's surprisingly not terribly heavy.
no, it's just over 10 pounds.
it's right in there where
Yeah.
most Les Pauls are. The funny thing to me about this whole project wasn't that you were trying to do a tone wood is bunk. You
No.
weren't trying to bust any myths
No.
with this guitar.
I just thought it'd be cool.
And you weren't trying to make, you were like, I don't know that I've ever seen a guitar with plywood laid up this direction.
This direction, yeah.
Yeah, because I've read lots of comments and they're like, well, either you did it wrong
Yeah.
or it should have been.
But we get a
And
lot
it's
of
like,
those,
well, yeah, but it's like, well, you know, there's lots of guitar bodies that are made out of plywood that are pancaked together with,
Like we've never
3
seen
pieces
those
of
because
that.
there's a lot of I had a guitar back in the blah 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 and
Yeah,
it was
that's-
plywood and it sounded great.
That's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's got a plywood neck,
it does.
and that's
And headstock,
a thing too. Well,
it's
yeah.
all the same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the thing is that most plywood guitars from the 70s and 80s had just regular bolt-on maple
Yeah.
necks.
And the
Yeah.
flies line up.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty good. And so, you know, yeah. So, and here it is. And
Yeah.
I'll be darned. You can take a product that's designed to be pretty stable and you can make something stable with it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are trying to give me a bunch of, grief about how it's gonna not be stable because you didn't put enough finish on it, which you never hear that you didn't get enough finish on it. But yeah, or
it's got enough finish.
or
on
at
it.
least you use the good plywood. No, this is the
Yeah.
cheapest junk we could get. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Jeff Childs has a question with the preface.
Okay.
That reveal was friggin' awesome, guys!
Thanks, Jeff.
Exclamation point. So is Dylan gone now? Yeah. He's
Yeah,
gone.
Dylan and
on
Leslie
the road
are
again.
on to parts unknown. We think we suspect California. Is that they say they were going that
That's
direction?
what they said. They were going to go. His parents, I guess, live in California.
Go west, young man.
Yep. So they were going to go west via Salt Lake.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So they left this morning, I think.
So Dylan was here all week, and Leslie was here all week.
that was
she was
cool.
yeah, that was neat. She wasn't here the whole time. She had to do other stuff in the mornings, but
Yeah, and then he'd go and get her, and she'd, do filming and stuff like that in the evenings and hang out. And
There were so many people that were here. I can't name you all, but yes.
No, I
Oh.
have a really good question.
Oh,
about
okay.
the
Okay, go ahead.
And it's about why the bridge is recessed.
That's so that the neck angle doesn't have to be quite as steep.
Because it's not a standard thing to this particular carb top Les Paul, right?
Yeah. This is a lot of stuff is different on this. Like if I was gonna make a Les Paul, I would make it like this. It has a longer scale. It's just slightly different.
And
So
then you recessed it so that you didn't have to worry
Yeah.
about the curve on the top.
yeah, but it's a full carved top though,
Yeah.
as you can see. So yeah. It's just a different way to do. I think the recessed bridge looks cool. What do you think, Chris?
I like it.
It's rad.
Yep. Yeah, and it actually works really well. It's
Yeah.
it's almost what it would normally be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got to wind a pickup coil.
That's
And now
right.
I did it on my first try, and now I can say I can wind pickups, and I
Yep.
don't ever have to do it again.
You're a pickup maker.
There you go.
Now, do you have the pickup
I
that
do.
you and
Uh-huh.
Jesse wound?
Yeah, so Jesse and I both successfully wound a coil.
What are you calling it?
The JC1.
JC1.
This because CJ1 was already taken.
That's a Jeep.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to call it the CJ5 or the CJ6 because it's 6.
I had a
0 to
Jeep-
360 in
Strings.
I
2
had a Jeep
seconds.
CJ5.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
and Dylan was cool enough to assemble those two wound coils, which is just the beginning of making a pickup, really.
The coil is not the easy part, but it's just part one.
It's just part one, and put it together for us, and we'll figure out something to put that in. And
Cool.
that might be one of the few times when I'm cool with splitting coils and seeing which half sounds like what,
Oh, yeah.
because mine's gonna win.
Do you know which one yours is?
Yeah, Dylan marked them.
Oh, okay, cool.
For us, so we can
Cool.
tell which is which. Because my bobbin was a different color, and if you look really
Okay.
close on the underside, you can see it.
Which one's nicer looking
So,
wind?
I think they were both about the same.
Equally
Jesse's
tight?
was in a clear bobbin, and that looked really neat.
Okay.
So I'll say Jesse had the better looking bobbin in the end. It was fun.
I
to
would have
try.
said that before,
and I got lost
too, that
doing
Jesse
it.
had the better looking bobbin. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about your bobbins way too much.
Bobbin.
So that was fun to do.
So
Yeah.
one guy that was out here all week long was our friend Doug. And Doug did a bunch of stuff. But what I want to talk about though is the remnants of something that Doug worked on. And that's this guy right here.
Yep.
Do you know what this is, Chris?
A whooping stick.
It could be used for an ass whoop stick. Do you know what this is, Mrs. Toast?
It's wood.
You're both right and you're both wrong. This is the basis for the next wildly cool Texas Toast, one of a kind, one off daily driver that we're gonna make, and this is the jump off point. Is this multi laminate neck, and it's going to have all sorts of crazy things and going on, and Chris is so excited he can hardly contain himself.
Hardly contain myself.
Yeah. So Doug actually came out and we worked with him on a Les Paul project, and he hung out and helped us out, and that was very cool. Doug, thank you so much.
It was very cool of him, and yeah, because there were times when you could tell Doug wanted to work on his stuff, but we were just so busy with some of the other guys, and he was cool enough to lend a hand and chip in where he could.
And he's
but also not
cabinet
overstep.
maker too, so he
Yeah.
knows
So
he knew a lot.
He was solid with tools,
Yeah.
which is also cool. But also not, he didn't overstep either, which was
Yeah.
really nice, which
Yeah.
can happen in that situation. It was cool getting to know him.
Yeah.
Well, because he's good at it, so he knows not to step on your dick.
Yeah.
in the shop,
Probably,
you know?
yeah.
It was, but you're right though, Chris. It was good to meet Doug, and it was great to meet everybody else who was here at the shop for a week. Do you think that this kind of thing will encourage people to go, hey, you know what? I've got a little bit extra money, and I like guitars, and I like making stuff. I want to go take advantage of getting into their shop and working with some guys who know how to make guitars and make something cool. One of the things that we've discovered is that people really like the experience. The guitar is believe it or not, kind of secondary.
For a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I think having something to leave with, even if it never turns into anything
Totally.
more than that experience, I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody that came left thinking they got way more than they paid for, as far as
that would be
you
cool
know,
if everybody thought that.
If
Yeah.
it wasn't just one of the neater things that they've done
Yeah.
in a long, long time. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't know if Driddle had a good time or not.
I don't know either,
Having a hard
yeah.
time reading him.
He's a tough read.
He
His
is.
girls loved you.
They like telling me that I stunk and had
Your
boogers.
wet farts and stuff.
And farts, yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
So
All the little girls love Matt.
They do
You
not.
should open up a daycare.
That would be the weirdest, creepiest thing I could possibly do.
I swear to God, all these little girls are in love with Matt.
That's the-
He reads some stories. And he just
What's
little farts.
what's the creepiest thing I could do? Yeah, I don't think that
You
people
were
would.
watching it
Matt's
when you-
daycare.
you know,
I think that would be
I was
a
thinking
horrible
daycare
idea.
was on TV, and I'm like, oh man, this is not light of day.
No. I will at no point in the future be opening any sort of child care facility at all. I'm going to put that out there now. It's the creepiest and loseriest thing I could think of to do. So I'm not doing that, Mrs. Toast. Anyway,
I feel used up. I feel
Yeah.
about as beat up as I did last year at this time when we got back from NAMM.
hey, yeah.
I'm sitting here
That's
and
right.
I'm looking in the camera and I'm like, this seems an awful lot like exactly a year ago. I think it's about exactly a year ago.
Did you
And I'm
have
like,
more fun last year
I am
for a
tuckered out.
week worth of NAMM and driving there and driving back? That was a week's worth of NAMM versus a week's worth of classes here at the shop.
well, the NAMM thing was great and I loved doing it.
Yeah.
And it was something that I'd always wanted to do. And I'm glad that I got the chance to
Yeah.
do that. I think overall, for us as a shop, this was probably more productive.
Yeah, I think as
but-
a company, we got way more out of this last week than we did at NAMM. And we had a lot of fun at NAMM, but it wasn't
Yeah,
necessarily a
yeah.
business building tool. We were kind of stuck in the back and
Well,
you know.
yeah, and who knows if we'd, I mean, what if we'd gone this year instead of last year? Would the experience be?
Sure.
Probably not. I mean, it was a really good learning experience and a really good thing for us to do, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that we did it. But and I mean, it's a lot like people coming to our shop was a lot like us going to NAMM. You know. As
What do you
far
mean?
as-
How do you mean?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of vacation. It's a little bit of fun.
Okay, yeah.
It's it's not all business.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's like Dylan coming to our shop.
Sure,
He had
sure.
stuff he needed to do, but he also had stuff that he
Yeah.
wanted to do that was fun.
Yes,
so.
ma'am.
Oh, well, Dennis Suferling.
Hey,
I
Dennis.
think I said that right. $9.89, and he's got a blue pair. He's dancing because it just like won a marathon or
A
something.
blue
And
a
it says
blue pair.
#1 fan.
Hey, thanks,
It's a
man.
blue pair. Do you see it?
Well, I thought you meant like a pair of what? Because a
No.
blue pair, you know, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's dancing.
Yeah.
It's happy.
It's
Yeah.
it's
a
the
happy
fruit,
blue pair.
not the two of something.
Yeah, it's
That's
kinda like-
blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think you're right, Chris. We had a lot. It wasn't really a vacation for us.
No, not
But
any part of it.
we did have a lot of fun for part of it, but it was all work the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got up this morning. I was actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
But
me
as
too.
the day's gone on, I've been like, and I think every day was like that. I get tired faster every single day.
Yeah.
And and by the end, I'm like, people are working. I'm like, yeah, it looks good, man.
Looks great.
Keep going.
We were fortunate enough to have two guys who'd been in some classes prior be here the last day, so
Yeah,
they were a little bit more
It was
switched
like a light.
on
It was
to
like a half a day.
yeah
It's
yeah
cool.
Texas Toast Light.
Yeah, yesterday was a full day. It was a
No,
full
but
thing,
I mean, but it was like half the effort.
well,
Yeah.
we only each had one guy that we had to
That had been here
had to
before.
watch over,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I think that if we do it again, we'll have to be a little more a little more focused on what the class is about. So next time, if we decide to do this again, it's going to be build a classic telly, and because we could do so many of those. One guy built one. He built a Telecaster. It took him like 2 hours. He was done by noon.
We did. We even on one of the days where we had 4 guys.
Yeah.
We almost duplicated that same thing, or
Yeah.
5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tellies just almost build themselves in a lot of ways, but it doesn't mean that you don't get a whole lot of experience. You get all the same experiences. You just get it.
And if you knew
With one
going in,
template.
okay, I'm making a Telecaster, then it's not like you'd be
Yeah,
surprised when you
yeah.
got here,
Yeah, and who doesn't want a telly?
And then when it's easy to get the little bits for it later on. It's not like
Yeah.
so like the guy who built the Mosrite, he's like, well, where do I get a neck? I don't know. So we're gonna make him a neck, but it's easier to get a Telecaster neck than it is a Mosrite neck. And there's many price points in between. You could spend $39 or $399 and
Or
get
more.
or more, yeah. So Telecaster necks are easy. So I think do you think it would have been easier if everybody built a Telecaster? How could it not have been?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, we've duplicated that in the last 5-day class, which was 3
Mm-hmm.
guys building tellies and 1 guy building
Yeah.
something different, and
Yeah.
that one was harder.
I think too that if you've never done anything in terms of building guitars, it's really hard to just jump in and go, I'm going to make a carved top Paul Reed Smith. Well, maybe, but the reality is probably not, especially in one day. So yeah, remember there was talk of like how many people could we have in the shop in one day?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we way overestimated what we could do.
Did we have 5?
Yeah, one
or
day we had
6?
5. Yeah, and it was just so crazy.
Well, there's requests for like your future plans.
Yeah.
Way of, like build a telly. People are like, I got so many tellies. I don't want a telly. I don't want to own one. I don't want to build one.
Okay.
How about Les Paul? Or why don't you just do a Challenger class?
Okay, there's a lot of reasons I don't want to do a Challenger class, and there's a lot of reasons that I own a lot of tellies is very different from I've built a lot of tellies. So building a Les Paul, Doug can tell you. Is Doug watching? Doug, if you're watching, tell everyone how easy it is to build a Les Paul in 5
Those 2
days.
guitars couldn't be more different
No.
in any way, shape, or
They're
form.
so radically different. Yeah. I would say that if you want to not build a telly, don't come to our $99 build a telly class, promotional class.
Yeah.
That would be the $350.
No, it would not be that. It would be the spend 2 weeks with Matt and Chris for $4,000. I mean, building a Les Paul takes a lot of work, you guys. It's a gigantic time commitment.
Without a CNC.
Even with a CNC, there's so many little pieces and little things, and And I mean, if I just like told you exactly what to do, you wouldn't necessarily understand why do we have to have 3 angles, 3 facets on the body? Well, and then I have to stop and slow down and explain it to you. This happened to me a couple of times. People were like, hey, I want to come to your shop and build a guitar. Great. And they'd start to like explain like some of the things. And I'm like, you want to build a Les Paul. How long, remember that one guy that we had that was at the old shop who would come like for a couple hours every Saturday? How many months it took for him to get something done, and you and I had to basically kick and shove him the entire time?
Yeah. First I thought you were talking about me.
No, I was
But,
talking about Kiki.
It takes a long time. There were a couple of guys that came to this one, and they were like, I just want to build a thin line telly. And even that wasn't possible in a day-long
not
class.
in one day.
Hogging
Yes,
out a
ma'am.
bunch of wood and putting a top on it, just putting a top on any of this
Just hogging out wood and
wouldn't
putting a
have
top
been-
on.
wouldn't have
I
been
think you should
possible
maybe,
in a
like,
day.
Cast a net of like what people want. How about this? How about
Yeah.
this? And so Doc comes up with
Hey, Doc.
$30. Like, how about a set net construction class? You know,
Sure.
Yeah. So
Sure.
you got enough people that want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a class.
I think too, if you completely eliminated the finishing component, you could do that in 5 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there was no finish, no assembly, none of that, it was just like everything's ready to go. You sort it out when you get home. We could do that in 5 days.
The $99 class is an introduction to
Yep.
bodybuilding class.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next time we could have a 201 level class.
Yeah. So if you've been to the so for
you've come
for
to the-
example,
yeah.
if you come to the start with a chunk of wood and leave with a Telecaster class, the next thing that you could do, the next building block for the skill set would be set neck guitar construction. We're not doing any finish. We're not doing an assembly. Presumably, you figured out how to do that in level 1.
Yeah.
Now we're going to focus on some of the intricacies of how we make a set neck guitar and show you guys how to do that.
And that was the class that Sean took yesterday.
Basically,
And-
that was the class that
Yeah.
Sean took. Yeah,
He'd
he'd
been
already
here
been
in-
to. Yeah.
in May and took our, build your own class.
Mm-hmm.
He built a variation of a 2 humbucker, kind of basic build. And this time he decided he wanted
know
to
what?
do something a little more
I like that
A little
idea.
more-
So what if
serious.
Guitar Making 101 is build a classic telly, and you start with, you cut the body out, and you do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you assemble it. We'll do the paint with a durable thin finish, just like we did.
Yeah.
It'll be 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the stuff that we currently do in the regular build your own guitar class will be done for you.
Mm-hmm.
Next level would be set neck guitar construction, and we'll do truss rods and fret slots and all that stuff that we don't do now, but we can add that in because we won't do any finish work.
Yeah, and you
we
can-
won't do any assembly. We won't do any fret. You'll have to do that when
And
you
presumably
get
you
that.
can build bring some of those skills that you learned in the previous class to this one,
Exactly.
and we won't have to go back over
We won't have
that
to- yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Maybe by the end of the 201 class, you could have a body and most of a neck, but you'd have to fret it, you'd have to shape it, you'd have to do all that other stuff that you'd already learned in the previous class.
Yep.
That might be cool.
Yeah, something like that would
Plus,
be a
and,
cool
and,
thing.
And I said this to a lot of guys as we're making stuff. If you're taking one of these classes, hopefully it's not the only guitar you're going to build. You're going to build another one, right? Okay, well, we
Yeah.
can do that next
Yeah.
time. And the telly's not a bad place to start.
So yeah, so when you set those classes up, say there's a prerequisite. So
Sure.
what class were you in? And
Yeah, there's only so many guys, or you got to prove it with something. I don't know.
I
lots
worked
of
at Fender
pictures.
for. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right, so Philip Iacone or Iacone?
Philip, okay.
I'm sure one of those is correct. Hey, please share some info you have on Hamer's fret process in the 80s that you alluded to skipping the crowing step.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the week with Dylan.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, everyone's digging the whole Dylan
Yeah.
Matt collaboration.
Guys, if you haven't gone over to the Dylan Talks Tone and subscribe, please do so.
They're looking forward to the race video too.
Oh yeah, my belt sander, Mighty Little, dominated his whatever thing.
You know what his thing did?
What's that?
Ate shit.
That's right. That's right. He was such a loser. He had to change the rules. No, it was really great to have Dylan around.
They were fun.
Very cool guy. Yeah. Okay, so Hamer fret process. The whole idea with the Hamer necks was that you get the fretboard as level as you possibly can during the radiusing process, so that you've got a nice, flat, perfectly radiused, perfectly level board, just like we do, right, Chris? You press the frets in, just like we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't have very much leveling of any frets to do if you do all those steps right. Now, if you do them wrong, then things happen. But if you do all that stuff correctly, you shouldn't have very much leveling to do. So what Hamer would do is they would do just a quick level, get everything right, and then they would take sandpaper in their hand and roll it back and forth so it would go bump over each fret and reestablish the crown. Now remember, you're not grinding away at the fret until it's got this giant flat spot. As soon as you do that, then you got to get the files out. But if you've just got a little line there, you can
and you're just trying to round something over.
Yeah.
You use pretty high grit sandpaper.
Yep.
You could probably even do it with an orbital. I think that's what
and
you're
that's
talking about.
Yeah, so
'Cause
there
I think
there
I
are
alluded to that
there
at
are
some point.
pictures of guys at the Hamer factory with an electric beaver sandpaper with 400 on it, just going over the frets just to get all those little scratchy bits out
Just
prior to
yeah.
polishing.
Yeah.
One of the
things
things
you can even see that with wood. You take a piece
Mm-hmm.
of wood and you sand it with your hand, and pretty soon it's got all these waves from
Yeah.
but it's nice and buttery.
it follows the
yeah.
contours, but it's
Yeah,
smooth.
so,
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing with the frets.
Yeah, and
I'm confused.
By what, man?
Jeff Childs asked, kind of like a make your own unassembled kit guitar.
well, kind of.
Kinda,
yeah.
yeah.
Is that, I was like,
Yeah, maybe
these
we're just I think just
Only good.
well yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
everybody gets
But-
this thing where like kit guitars mean that $89 Telecaster thing from China, and that's not what you get when you come to one of our Build a Classic Tele kits.
Yeah. So this second
Classics,
thing
I'm
would
sorry.
be
Freudian slip.
build a high quality body and neck, or rough out a high
Yep.
quality body and neck.
Yep.
And then because you've already learned the skills in 101,
Mhm.
you can then take it home and do the rest.
The reason that
Or
we're
it could be a
brainstorming,
longer class, and
yeah, that's
the problem
thing.
is overwhelmingly people come from out of state to this
Yep.
thing, which is super cool.
Totally cool.
But I don't know a ton of people that can take
2
more than
weeks?
a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, I think there's even fewer than we've had.
Sure.
Those extenuating circumstances allowed some of those guys to come to town.
Yeah. So the reason that we're brainstorming with this with you guys is Chris and I are actually working on the class schedule for the next 12 months, and I think these are some good ideas. Let's see what Let's see what we come up with, and see if this is if
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
tell us what
It was
you
really
think.
fun, and I think we should get some some reviews from some of the guys and post
A lot
them.
of people have sent me emails, and we'll put those up.
Yeah, that would be cool, because I mean, really everybody. I don't know anybody that left and was like, "Well, that
I'm
was a
bummed out.
Waste
Yeah.
of my time."
Yeah, I don't.
And I think one of the ways that you can tell is that everybody wants to hang out
Sure.
afterwards,
Sure.
and because at the end of the day, we're all kind of friends,
Sure. Sure.
I mean, and so, yeah.
I mean, not like Ike. By the way, this portion of the Texas Toast live stream brought to you by our good friends at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. I wish I had it. They're working on the shirt right now.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of shirts, Chris,
Oh yeah.
tell everybody about the Texas Toast shirt. Tell everyone about the new way that you can get Texas Toast merchant. This is not the only way, just a new way.
Teespring, and I don't know if in the next day or so, all of our videos will have a little link to our Teespring store, and there's lots of T-shirt designs on there by our good friend SS. Thank you so much for designing them and sending me the artwork.
So
and
you
all
get
of
the
that.
we'll have the classics, and we'll have some new
Yeah,
stuff.
eventually we'll have these. We don't
Did you
have
get the other thing
this
that I sent
logo.
you with the?
Yeah, and those I can't use.
They're not J.
They're not the right file.
Okay,
They're just,
maybe we
they're
can-
just little not even illustrated. They're just JPEGs.
Maybe we can convert those into.
I think we'd have to have the guy do it. But I
Okay.
don't think it's going to be difficult. We can get those. We also have a reveal shirt That's awesome. But we'll have more stuff too as time goes on. We'll get the classics.
Yeah.
We've got another SS design that's awesome.
That's the one
coming.
where.
You can't-
That's where Alana said, "I gotta say," the one really likes.
Yes.
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
That.
Alana got a lot.
Alana got a lot
Yeah.
to say. I'm sorry.
Not a lot to say. A lot to say.
A lot to say.
Like Gina Lola Bridget got. Alana got a lot.
Alana
Okay,
got
all right.
Yeah.
A lot of.
Please
Alana got a
forgive
lot
me.
to say.
Yeah, there's that. We'll have other stuff too. And if somebody wants something, let me know because we can add it. Because now we don't have to do the printing.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the shipping. That was the big issue before. Is we build guitars. We don't ship T-shirts.
Now there
Ship and
will
handle.
be. I am getting merch for the shop, but
Yeah. So
when
if you're local,
yeah, if you're local or more
you
to the
come
point,
to-
Patreon members that I'm
Oh,
woefully deficient on getting shirts to everybody. Let me know, but like if you get one of those things where, hey, I'm a whatever size that you don't have, Teespring is for you because you can get any size. you
yeah,
want.
and there's multiple colors of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
it's
gonna
cool,
I'm gonna
man.
order one right away.
Are you?
Yeah. Are
Okay.
you gonna get one too?
Yeah, I think I probably will.
Are you gonna get a mug?
Maybe at some point.
I got a new mug.
Yeah. Who did you get a new mug from, Ace?
It's from Andy the Saint.
Yeah. What is it? What's on the mug? Is it just a plain mug?
No, it says, I do not spew profanities. I enunciate them clearly like a lady.
Like a classy broad.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to, like before we
Yes,
end,
ma'am.
There's been a couple of questions about, hey, updates, what's going on with the GGBO and
Okay.
just,
Is that?
just planting a seed. That's
Oh,
all.
are we?
Yeah.
We already talked about that.
We can talk about it
No,
more.
but, yeah.
So
Updates.
what? Are we done with the after action report for the week?
I guess. I mean,
We had a
could-
great
we
time.
could Spend hours.
Made a lot of
talking
good
about
friends. Had a lot of laughs. Drank a lot of beer.
it. Might even learn something.
Might even learn something. So, all in all, very successful week.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very taxing, and I'm looking forward to not coming in to the shop to do guitar stuff for a while.
It was hard to come in today.
I know. I know. We did reset the pin on the. We had to get the pin on the pin router ready for action because.
Because all these jamokes came in and broke their shit.
That's right. Well, there's that, and on Wednesday, you and I start our build for the Great Guitar Build Off
Yep.
2020.
Yep.
We have a board over here with lots of ideas written on it, and
What would Brian do?
what would Brian Nutter do? That's right. Where's my? Hang on, stand by one, please.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, can you tell everyone what happens on Wednesday? Like why it's a special thing?
Why it's a special thing?
Yeah, because we have
Because we have a film crew coming in.
that's right, a film crew from the Discovery Channel. will
a
be here.
real film crew.
Yeah.
That really films. Not Matt and me or Ian. Or,
Yeah.
You know, the cast of usual characters that does filming for us.
So a couple of things have happened on the Great Guitar Build Off. One is that they've pushed the date for the reveal stuff to September 1, first week of September.
And that's kind of a soft date even.
Yeah, probably,
Not
but
that we
ours will
wanna
be
go over it,
ours is
but,
going to be
yeah.
ready. Ours is going to be ready to go, guitar ready to go, video ready to show, first week of September. Okay.
Yep.
Now, keep in mind that the video that we're going to be doing with the film crew will not be ready for probably 45 days.
Okay.
Wouldn't you imagine? Oh, crap.
Great.
Chris is going to sprint, run quick like a bunny. All right. There we go. So, because we have to build the thing and they have to edit the video because it's only one video. Okay. And the video that we're going to do with the film crew is 1 hour long, all the hilarious stuff from start to finish, kind of biker build-off style.
All the wacky antics that you've come to expect from Matt and Chris.
A la
And Mrs.
reality
Toast.
TV show. But having said that, we're also going to be, so it's not going to be a how-to video. Okay? As much as you know, the great biker build-off wasn't a how-to video on how to make a custom motorcycle. The video that we're planning on debuting in conjunction with the guitar will not be a how-to video. Having said that, there will be many facets that we will do throughout the build process that will be how-to videos. We're not going to give away all the secrets of the guitar build that we're doing yet because it's crazy, you guys. But one thing I can tell you about is this neck. So the neck that we got from Ben is maple neck with some sort of mahogany. I think Macassar ebony fretboard. It looks pretty nice. But you'll notice that the neck is not shaped. It's just square. You know why nobody else got a square neck, Chris?
You like to ask me the tough questions,
Yeah.
don't you? Because they're not guitar builders.
Because they're
like
not
we are.
really guitar builders like we are. Yeah. So so ours is square. So one of the things that we're going to show you guys is how to shape this neck. That'll be a how-to video that we do in conjunction with. So
And we'll
that.
Go ahead.
So that won't go on the reality show thing. It'll just be, you know, like, hey, everybody, it's Matt at Texas Toast, and today we're going to shape this neck.
That nobody else
That nobody, yeah.
is going to do
Yeah.
on their videos.
One thing, and I'm going to give you one other hint. We're going to bind this neck. Okay? So one of the how-to videos that we're going to do in the process is bind this neck, and another one is shape this neck. So that'll be, and cut the headstock too. So that'll be a how-to video that we do in conjunction with, in unison with, in addition to the reality TV show style video that is coming first week of September. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
Yeah. So you think anybody else will bind their necks?
Maybe. Probably not.
I doubt it. Ben, maybe. We don't. Do you even know what Ben's doing?
No, I've been watching a little bit of his recent build that he's doing, the Cyberpunk
Mm-hmm.
kit thing, and he's got some skills.
Oh yeah.
He's got some cool stuff.
Yep.
If he spends as much time though as he spent on that Cyberpunk thing, he'll miss the cutoff.
deadline unless he
miss
just
it.
stops doing everything and
Well,
starts
even
working on
yeah,
it.
I mean it's been weeks and weeks and weeks that he's been working on that thing. So
I have been watching some other channels, and there's a lot of people that think that Brad or Big D or Dan from Guns and Guitars are better painters than you. What do you have to say about that?
That's fucking blasphemy.
Yeah, that's
I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, I think just the stuff that we've shown off. If you really look at photos of what we do, our
Yeah.
stuff is head and shoulders above all of that other stuff.
So let me tell you about a dream that Brad Angove and Big
Uh-huh.
D and Dan had. They had a dream that they were better painters than you,
Uh-huh.
and then they woke up in a puddle. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Eddie Billy, as a joke, you should put a camera in the corner that each one has to talk by themselves.
There's going to be a lot of that. Now, usually that content is done after all the video's done, but yeah, there will be a bunch of that.
Yeah.
And the video or the build is done, and then those things get shot and then they get edited in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. The whole paint thing is just ridiculous.
In that, like, somebody else
That
like can do better paint work
Somebody's
than
gonna be
we
able
can.
to rub something on a piece of wood that's going to
Come
be better
on.
looking than
Those guys are stupid.
Yeah.
than what I can do
Yeah.
with real tools.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Jeremy Callie,
Hey, Jeremy.
says, thanks for your help yesterday, Matt.
You bet.
What'd you do for him?
Oh, he asked about air compressor. Chris,
Oh.
what's the hard, fast rule about air compressor?
Bigger is better.
Get the biggest air compressor you have.
Yeah.
What? Okay,
And
now
also.
I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
Okay? What if space was a legitimate concern? Then what would you do? I'll tell you what I told him to do.
Okay. What I think I would do, and I don't have all that much experience with this. I used to back when I was a commercial painter.
Mm-hmm.
But I would look into some sort of self-contained HVLP system
Oh,
that
yeah,
creates
yeah,
its
yeah.
own
I
air
didn't even
as you
think
go.
about that. Okay. Okay. That's a great suggestion, actually. Those can be wildly expensive or
Yeah.
reasonably
Yeah,
affordable.
I've heard PJ, who was in our class,
Mhm.
said he recently got one. It's about $500, and he says it kicks butt. So,
Jeremy, that might be a good way to. You know what I told him? So he's an RVer too.
okay.
And he's like, my air compressor just took a dump. I need to get a new one. Here's what I have. And I'm like, well, I tell you what, man. Anyone who asks me what compressor should I buy, I always say get the biggest compressor you can possibly afford. And if you can spend a little more, do that. But I know that he's got like size is a real thing for him. I said, if size was a big deal, I would see if I could come up with some way to corner the market on an oil style finish.
Oh.
And my favorite one of those is from wood tone. Now,
Yeah.
you're not cornering the market with wood tone because anybody can do it, but there's lots and lots and lots of things that you could do with an oil finish, especially if you use woods that take oils very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it didn't even occur to me that the compressorless HVLP rigs. I think you can get those at Woodcraft or Rockler or somewhere. I wouldn't get it at Rockler.
There's a lot of car painting businesses too.
That
TGP
use that?
and Eastwood. No, I mean retailers that sell that stuff to hobbyists. That I think
Okay.
are pretty solid.
Jeremy's
those
guitars
turbine
look
things
great.
that
So
pull.
yeah, he's kicking
Yeah,
ass.
that's cool. And that's another thing is, I'm not a super huge fan of rubbed on finishes on guitars. Partially just because I know what they are. But it
I
doesn't
am
mean
if
that
they're done properly.
But it doesn't mean that other people can't like that stuff.
Yeah.
So everything that we do here, or a lot of it that I do here, reflects what I like in guitar
Sure.
finishes.
I just have to say that it's odd to hear a man say, I don't like things that are rubbed on. I was like, wait, it's like a reggaeton.
if it was up to me and I could sell every single one of them, every guitar we had would be an oil finish guitar. But the fact of the matter is people like shiny finishes. So
I think that's
I like shiny
very true, and I
Yeah.
think when you go and you look at guitars and what other people are building,
Yep.
the reason they're doing shiny things is because that's what sells.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But having said that, there are a lot of guys who are, Rick Turner, his guitars aren't like crazy.
Yeah.
He relies on the wood to look to be the thing that looks cool, and he puts a really nice finish on there. But like a well done oil finish is a pretty neat thing. The trick is doing them properly. I've seen so many that are min wax and good to go. So yeah, corner the market on something cool that nobody else does. Was there something else, Carolyn, that we missed?
Carl, when we were talking about your
Yeah.
bigger air compressor.
Hey, Carl.
He says that he's got a 60-gallon, two-stage, 175 PSI. Is that good enough?
Sounds like you could
That's
do a
bigger than
lot
that
with.
one,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
bigger than ours.
That's
Yeah.
40 gallons, right?
Ours is 60-gallon, I think.
60?
is it 60?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It doesn't look that big, I guess, in this big room. It looked bigger in the...
Yeah.
How many inches is this? 10. Yeah. So
I have a 10-gallon at home, and I can paint guitars. I can paint car fenders. I can paint car roofs.
that
Ask
one that
me
we
how
used
I
to
know.
use.
Uh
Oh, that
huh.
was the 20-gallon.
Was it a 20?
I thought so. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it is a 20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 20.
It's loud as fuck.
It's a piece of junk, but it'll do little jobs, but that's about it. You can't, like those little pancake ones, barely run a nailer with those things. So yeah.
Yeah. So I like the idea of the self-contained HVLP unit. You might want to check that out, man.
So SS has a good DIY paint booth,
Okay.
in your home. Do it in the bathroom, just flush the toilet a lot.
There you
I'm
go.
guessing
You're-
that he's been in county smoking pot in the south.
The
That's
toilet.
what you
The
do.
toilet is the
Exhaust.
exhaust. Okay. Yeah. It's got its own built-in fan.
That's my natural leap from the statement. I'm 60 days in. I know what's up.
All right.
I read.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell people about Chris before you go home and
No.
pass out for 48
No.
hours? Okay. No, I'm done. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. If you came out to the classes, thank you for being with us for a day or for a week or for a weekday. Thanks to Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone. Thanks to Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Who else should we be thanking, Chris? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Eric. I think that's Eric Kiwi.
Eric.
Just $10.
Hey, thanks, Eric. That's very kind of you,
Is
my
that
friend.
Eric from the class?
Potentially,
Eric,
yeah.
right? Eric?
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that was fun.
He made something wacky.
He won the award for most templates
Most
used on
templates.
a single guitar. It was 6 templates and a completely custom shape.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. Check out our friends at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Tell them that your good friends at Texas Toast sent you. And we've got more coming your way this week. Yes, ma'am. What's going on? Did you say? Just say that? Okay. Well, then I guess I just won't.
Mind your business.
All right.
Oh, no, there's this thing.
Now I don't have to mind my own
SS
business.
said something. That's all I
Get
could
some
see.
sleep, boys. You've earned it.
There you go.
Thanks, my friend.
You know, I'm a
All right.
little
Thank you very much, Mrs. Toast. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.
See ya.